this for the amazing presentation. If you have any question, you may sorry, I may scan this QR code, then um I will I will tell the Mr. Davis to answer the question. Okay, next. For the next speaker of today's event is Ariesza, who is the Chief Strategy Officer of Wasco Berhad. Ariesza is the Chief Strategy Officer at Wasco Berhad with extensive leadership experience across strategy, finance, investor relations, and also sustainability. Over the past year, she has been instrumental in improving Wasco's share performance, securing the company inclusion in the FTSE for Good Reformulation and FTSE for Good Reformulation Shariah indices, and helping Wasco win 2 silver awards at the Age Malaysia ESG Awards 2024 for the best performer in the energy sector and most improved ESG performance. Her career spans key sectors in care and utilities, and also in M&A and business development. Ariesza has also held pivotal roles in the healthcare sector, including overseeing Ariesza healthcare of the world's largest healthcare exports. Now, I would like to welcome Ariesza as our respected speaker for today's event to deliver her speech.
Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum. Selamat tengah hari raya. First and foremost, thank you very much to the organizers today, BNB as well as Ariesza, for having us at the Shariah Day. And of course, I think today the focus of my presentation is very much skewed towards renewable energy. And what Wasco does in terms of where we are headed towards energy transition. I guess earlier I think David has spoken very much about solar, so I guess I'm going to be here, but we are going to be talking about other parts of renewable energy. Kepada yang tak mengenali who we are, so we have been listed on Bursa Malaysia since 2001. This company, formerly known as Wasco Corporation, so we have rebranded last year to Wasco Berhad. I think our vision and mission tells it all about our commitment when it comes to energy transition and becoming a green company. Of course, if you look at us, we operate in the energy sector. 90% of our business is related to oil and gas. So these are our service offerings. We are one of the few companies who operate in a very, very niche business in the area of pipeline coatings. In fact, we are the largest single independent pipe coating company in the world today. We also have a pipe manufacturing plant that produces API pipes that's suitable for onshore oil and gas applications in Sabah. We are very big as well in engineering and fabrication business, but our engineering and fabrication business they operate in international markets. Now, a business that's very close to our heart, a business that we have grown over the years. In over 30 years, track record is our bioenergy services. And I think that will be perhaps the focus of what I will speak about today, in line with the ILB's theme. Okay. Jadi siapa yang tak kenal kita, maybe it's an opportune time for me to show you that as a Malaysian company, we have actually expanded our reach to 16 locations globally. So we do have pipe coating operations, at least in 10 locations worldwide. We have fabrication facility in two large markets, and of course an aftermarket service in the Middle East. We also have an extensive presence where the equator is in terms of our bioenergy services. So this is just to give you a flavor on where we are. So this is our net zero journey. Now, we have committed that we will be net zero in terms of our scope 1 and scope 2 emission by year 2026. One of the earliest to commit to a target is very, very important to us because it is also the key competency in terms of our competitive edge in the global market. A large portion of our business are export driven. And our key markets are mostly in the European countries. So because of that, we've actually started much earlier on our net zero for scope 1, scope 2 aspiration much earlier. And these are some of the existing initiatives that we have done. Of course, we started off with looking at our internal processes, trying to clean our processes, trying to find efficiencies in terms of our equipment. Then after that, of course, we have embarked on subscribing in energy tariff, also putting on solar panels. We also are studying, and I think we've also spoken to your team at Solar West on REX. And eventually, we have planting a forest in Berhad. So that will also help with our own emission offsetting. So this is what I have spoken about. So we have been working very hard. We started to plant our first phase, so that's over 100 hectares. We're now moving on to our next phase, and of course, the aspiration is for us to plant about 720 hectares of forest with 1 million native trees. So this is part of our commitment as Wasco Berhad. Now, we speak about energy transitioning. I'm not going to talk about solar. That's not a major component of our business. But this is just to showcase to all of you that while we have been predominantly servicing the oil and gas industry, we're also seeing that the industry is also transitioning. So as you can see here, in terms of our order book, in terms of our order book growth, you can see today, we have an order book of close to 3.6 billion. That's what we have announced in our last quarter. For your information, in the first half of the year, we made a revenue of close to 1.6 billion at the back of a profit of about 100 million ringgit. So that is where we are in terms of our financials. So we do anticipate that this year is going to be a strong year for us. As you can see here is evident as well based on our order book. So if you can see there, in terms of our green projects as well as energy transition projects, you can see that there has been a rise in the order book. Of course, majority of the order book is still very much carbon related, but we can see that in terms of the quantum and the amounts, the number has actually grown quite significantly. So this is our track record. So for some of you who don't know, we are already involved in hydrogen project. We do have a track record of doing a hydrogen project in Australia. So that's the green hydrogen project for the new Queensland project. We have a track record in fabricating and doing engineering work for a wind farm for supplying substations or e-houses to solar farms, building new energy plants, and of course, we also have a track record today of building carbon capture pipelines. So today, we have two projects that we have executed. One is for Europe, for Portos, and the other one that most of you probably know is the first carbon capture pipeline project in Malaysia for Petronas, the Kasawari project. So this is our bioenergy solutions. This is 10% of the business that has not been highlighted enough, I must say. But of course, with a lot of stories and a lot of news flow related to NEPR, this is what we have been doing for the market. So for where we are of course an engineering company who also supplies equipment mostly to the plantation sector. And for your information, actually, the plantation sector has always been operating on green energy and they have always been off the grid. Today, you can see that we have installed up to about 2.6 gigawatt of green energy for the plantation industry, and that's for their own usage. Of course, in terms of the split, you can see here that our track record is of course bigger in Indonesia. That's because a lot of the plantation acreage that has got no grid electrification mostly resides in Indonesia, and we think that that's going to be a growth area for us. Sharing you a bit of the market outlook. We see that there's going to be a huge drive towards energy transitioning. As you can see, there's a lot of infrastructure that's going to be built. Even Malaysia, as David has pointed out, is looking at increasing the renewable energy mix. So with that, there's definitely a lot of opportunities in the country. But for us, aside from Malaysia, we are already eyeing for opportunities, and we have already been doing quite an extensive work outside of Malaysia. So as you can see here, these are the ongoing energy transitioning themes that we're seeing. We see carbon capture as a huge opportunity for us. Hydrogen infrastructure, as David has pointed out, and we've also got already a track record for doing that in Australia. Early production facilities, industrial substations. This also includes your data centers. So that's something that we do together with modularized buildings. So we see that these are going to be the key themes that's going to be driving a lot of projects that's coming up, especially for EPCC like us. Okay. So, of course, being in the oil and gas industry, this also is an important opportunity for us. A lot of the oil and gas majors, they are looking at decarbonization agenda. Part of what they are doing with their existing fields is operating a carbon capture pipeline to decarbonize a lot of their projects. So as you can see here, these are the projects that have been announced that has reached at least financial investment decision and is waiting for the go-ahead. Closer to home, you can see that Kasawari is presently going to go on stream, and then I think in year 2027 or year 2026, I think you'll be able to see the other projects at Lam Lepas, Big ST, Duyung, as well as the BTU CCS. Now, of course, globally, there are other projects that we are also eyeing in the UK, in particular. There's a number of projects there. We have got a pipe coating facility in that area. And we also have another mobile plant that is currently parked in Greece. near where Norway, Poland, and Belgium is, where we see that there's going to be quite a number of carbon capture pipelines. So closer to home, when we talk about NETR, where we focus on is of course very different from where Solar West is looking at. We are staying close to where our track record is, and that is in the biomass energy generation as well as steam generation. So we believe that when we believe in just transition, so we believe that there is going to be a need for a greening of processes, and we think that Malaysia in particular, as well as Indonesia, we do have the biomass waste that will enable us to leverage on an alternative fuel source that's already been very popular with the plantation owners. Again, these are some of the developments. I think a number of you are quite aware on where we are headed. Of course, in terms of capacity, biomass energy is very little as compared to solar. But again, these are energy that is off-grid. Off-grid electrification is often important, especially in areas where there is just no grid connection. So of course, there's a lot of benefits when we look at biomass energy. We see that it's an alternative fuel that will enable for a lot of the companies that's looking at decarbonization goals to achieve some of their green objectives as well. So we have already installed at least about I think 3 plants with high-grade biomass boiler that has enabled for continuous electricity generation. So before I end, I just thought that since that the theme for BIFB today is on sustainability and renewable energy, maybe I can share with you a little bit about what we do here at Wasco when it comes to sustainability and where we have been so far. So I shared earlier with you where we are as a group and what our vision is and why we're doing it, because it is a core DNA for Wasco. It is a source of competitiveness for us. This year, a couple of notable achievements. We have already been able to secure our place at FTSE for Good. Our ESG ratings have of course improved. Of course, I think this is evident on the awards that we have received with regards to ESG. I guess for some of you who are just wondering where the energy sector is actually trending towards, I think it's fair to say that everyone believes in the transitioning agenda, everyone believes in the green agenda, but of course we are also a believer in just transitioning, and we are there to provide the solutions and services to our clients. So this is just what we're going to be looking at next year. In terms of sustainability, we think that we are right there for our scope 1 and scope 2. So for Wasco Berhad, we're already looking at scope 3, and we hope that by next year we should be able to provide our baselining targets to ensure that we are really going to be a company that's sustainable for the future. With that, I thank you very much. So I guess if there are any questions, then I think the organizers will take it. Thank you very much.